Straight ahead on 12 News, call them the porch pirates, thieves that steal holiday deliveries. We'll show you a different way to have your packages safely delivered. Then a new program to connect students with in-demand careers. But first, getting ready for our first big snowfall, the latest technology that will help Crystal cruise. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. On Saturday, we are expected to get the biggest snowfall of the season so far.
And that is between 2 to 5 inches. Could fall Saturday afternoon. And to get ready, Crystal is turning high-tech. Her reporter Sonia Goins explains.
So we're out there making sure all the equipment's working, starting to load salt onto the trucks. We're ready to rock and roll.
The snow isn't here yet, but the employees at Crystal Public Works are already gearing up.
So here's kind of the upper view of our shop. What you see out here is we actually have 5 trucks in here. You can see they're loaded with salt, ready to go over there.
Clearing 90 miles of streets is tedious and time-consuming.
We have to make at least 2 passes on every street, sometimes 3. So you're still looking at traveling, close to 200 plus miles.
To make sure the job gets done right, the city is turning to technology.
We do have GPS on all of our snow removal operation equipment, which includes plows, our alley plows, as well as our sidewalk removal.
GPS helps the city track a plow, and information is recorded via a computer program.
Each one of those is a real truck driving at 7:02 in the morning.
This is data from the Thanksgiving Eve snowfall.
So what you're watching are city plows out there working their different areas.
The information allows officials to see which streets and sidewalks have been cleared.
When trucks come back in after they finish plowing, we can confirm that all the routes have been done.
With 6 trucks and 400 tons of salt, the city of Crystal says it's ready for whatever Mother Nature throws at it. The city also has a faster plow to get rid of the white stuff.
Our tandem axle can travel roughly 15 to 20 miles an hour depending on the type of road.
And crews will be able to stay out a lot longer thanks to the city council increasing overtime hours.
When Mother Nature does decide to show up at inconvenient times, we can get out there and get the job done and get it cleaned up.
In Crystal, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
The computer system is not available to the public. However, Crystal officials say it will help them improve their efficiency.
Well, it's the season when more packages are delivered to front porches and thieves take advantage. Crystal police found 1 car full of stolen presents last year.
A delivery truck drops a package off, the driver drives away, somebody gets out of the car, picks the package up, keeps following the truck.
After a delivery like this, a thief can easily grab that package, but there are new ways to avoid becoming a victim. One idea is to have the package delivered somewhere else, even a grocery store. Amazon has installed a locker system at the Cub Foods in Crystal. They're in many stores around the metro, and if you have a package delivered there, you use a special code to open the door. It's less convenient than getting packages at your front door, but having it delivered somewhere else may be safer.
Another one is you can have the package kept or stored at the distribution center, and you can go pick it up. There are merchants around the area here that are authorized acceptance centers, and they'll take these packages in, like convenience stores, and then you can go to the store and you'll show them your identification, they'll verify the paperwork and give you your package.
At the mini grocery in Crystal, they take packages from UPS for customers to pick up. Police say all of this helps, but they expect more thefts because they say it's an easy crime to pull off.
A new housing development is moving forward in Maple Grove, one of the largest that the city has seen in several years. The Woods at Rush Creek will be located just south of Rush Creek Golf Course. It'll feature 72 custom-built single-family homes and a pool in the center of the new neighborhood. Councilmember Karen Jager expressed concern about all the development next to Cook Lake and how it may impact wetlands and wildlife. The City Council, though, did unanimously approve the project.
There's progress in the effort to redevelop the former Four Seasons Mall in Plymouth. The City Council is expected to review the latest plans in early January. On Wednesday, the Planning Commission considered the environmental impact of a proposed redevelopment that includes a mix of offices, a bank, 2 hotels, and a parking ramp. Walmart had considered building a store there, but backed off due to neighborhood opposition and then put the property up for sale. Minnesota state employment officials estimate in just 3 years there will be 204,000 new jobs in the state, but only 64,000 people with the skills eligible to fill them.
It is a skills gap, and that message is being delivered to high school students. A panel of local college officials and local employers spoke to students at Brooklyn Center High School as part of the new Career Pilots program. It's a partnership program between Hennepin County, local schools, and the North Hennepin Area Chamber of Commerce. It's designed to expose students to alternative paths, such as 2-year degree programs, apprenticeships, and other opportunities such as high-tech manufacturing, where there's a need for skilled workers and good-paying jobs available.
My folks were school teachers, and certainly they told me 4-year degree is where it's at. I told my kids the same thing. But the jobs aren't necessarily there for everybody in the 4-year degree pursuit.
I like how they showed like percentages, like how he mentioned, you know, if you were to go to a 4-year college, get a degree, only 3 out of 10 people might actually get a job, as opposed to like the 2-year college where most of us will probably be guaranteed a job, and I think that's something important.
The program will be presented to Maple Grove Senior High School next week. For many young teenagers, getting a job where you stock shelves and bag groceries isn't a bad way to enter the workforce.
But imagine doing that 3 days a week without getting paid. Today's standout student from Wayzata High School does just that, and he's garnering praise from those around him.
The question that we will cover is about inequality.
On any given day, history class can cover a variety of topics.
What are ideas that come from this?
The subject of this particular lesson is on inequality.
Okay.
It's a fitting subject for Wayzata High School sophomore Ali Rahmatullah, because when he's not in class taking notes,
this is a food shelf. All the food is here. It depends what you want.
You can find him volunteering at Interfaith Outreach and Community Partners in Plymouth, doing what he can to help people in need.
It just gives me some happiness just to see clients walk out with their groceries, to know that they're good for the next week or so, and then just helping out with them, just making them happy and giving them what they need.
About a year ago, Ali picked up a phone and cold called IOCP to ask if they needed volunteer help. Now he comes in 3 days a week for about 3 hours at a time to stock shelves and bag groceries for clients.
It's nice just helping out back in the community. It's really nice. Do it with some friends. It gets really fun.
Ali's selflessness even earned him the honor of being Wayzata High School's November Volunteer of the Month.
He's just a huge help, and he's very humble about his service. And he's well respected by his peers.
He's also fantastic in the classroom. This 15-year-old from Plymouth is an A student and has an interest in math and world history.
Please look for sources like that.
With 2 years left to go before he graduates, he's only scratching the surface of what he can accomplish.
He takes me as a young man that's going to do well in his future and just really has some great values.
In Plymouth, Blaine Cleveland, 12 News.
Ali says he hasn't put a whole lot of thought into his college plans, but he thinks he'll eventually study something that's related to business. Coming up, artwork that not only inspires but helps others in need.
And then a little bit later in sports, a change is coming to the state boys and girls basketball tournaments.
But first, less wind, still frigid on Friday. A Brooklyn Park youth pastor has been voted off the island.
That's right. Sunday Burquest, who used to work at Living Word Church, was voted off the TV show Survivor. She told us she was blindsided and thought she had a plan to keep going. However, she did make it 35 out of 39 days on the island. Not bad. Sunday says she loved the experience. She lost 25 pounds in the process, and you will still see her on the show as part of the jury. She plans to fly to California with her family to watch the finale with the rest of the cast. And the first meal she ate after leaving the show, leaving the island, she says chicken stir fry.
Okay.
All right. Since 1958, many people have sent Courage Kenny cards for the holidays.
You know, many of the cards are created by people with disabilities who are passionate about helping the facility that helped them recover. Reporter Shannon Slatton introduces us to one such artist.
When Sue Fink sees a blank canvas, she sees a way to connect with the outdoors.
It's just so pretty and peaceful.
Before an accident damaged her spinal cord more than 15 years ago, Sue was very active outside.
I go on backpacking trips and camping. We still camp a lot.
At home, Sue uses her paintbrush to create the beauty she loves to see.
Do less is more. Especially in watercolor.
Sue is humble about her artwork too, staying away from art shows and contests. But each year she submits a picture to be considered on one of the Courage Kenny cards.
And at the last minute my husband said, you know that, why didn't you submit that one?
And this year, she got in.
Sue is wonderful. She's an inspiration to so many people, and her artwork is just amazing. And we're so honored to have her artwork on our cards.
More than 1 million Courage Kenny cards are sold each year, featuring not only snowy landscapes, but religious scenes and pictures that are undeniably from around the Twin Cities.
We receive about 200 to 300 entries every year from artists from all over the country, and it's just like Christmas every day because there's so much fun artwork to choose from.
The cards are a big financial boost for the programs at Courage Kenny too, which is one reason why artists like Sue are passionate about the Courage Kenny cards.
Courage Kenny is really a great place.
Sue's landscapes have been featured several times on the Courage Kenny cards, and she doesn't plan to stop submitting her artwork anytime soon.
I couldn't have recovered without him, I don't think.
Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
There are some cards available at Courage Kenny, but you can also pick up a box at Lund's and Byerly's or at Bachman's, and all proceeds go directly to Courage Kenny programs. Well, coming up, a holiday treat, Swedish style.
But first, after a strong playoff showing last year, the Cooper boys basketball team is shooting for big things this winter. John Jacobson has more on the Hawks up next in sports.
About a decade ago, the Cooper boys basketball team began a stretch of being a state tournament contender for several years, making it to the tournament in 2006 and 2008. As Jay Wilcox reports, an impressive playoff run last year with a young team has the Hawks excited about this season.
It's an up-and-coming Cooper team with good talent, and they're optimistic about this season.
Yeah, definitely. We feel like we're underrated a little bit. We feel like we can definitely hang with those bigger teams, so we have some kind of to prove this year.
The Hawks left a powerful last impression last season. They knocked off a very good, experienced Wayzata team in the Section 6 4A semifinals, then gave eventual state champion Hopkins all it could handle before falling in a close section final.
It was huge because coming from a team where we didn't get a lot of respect, being able to play in big games like that just boosted everybody else going into this year.
We didn't have a whole lot of experience. We were very young and inexperienced. And in those two games, we gained a lot of experience. And I think that kind of propelled them into that, in a situation where they know they can play, and they know they can play with anybody. And now it's just trying to fix some of those things that we didn't do right.
The Hawks lost one key player from last year, and he won't be easy to replace, Melvin Newbern.
Everybody's just got to give a little more, just a little more effort. You know, he was a good guy on the board, so everybody's going to have to crash. Everybody's going to have to do their job. Everybody just has to make up for something that he did, so everybody's stats have to go up, and new people that didn't really play a lot last year have to step in and play bigger minutes.
It makes it a little bit harder. You know, when you got one guy that can go out and get you 25 points and 20 rebounds, you know, it's hard to replace that, but we're going to have to spread it around. We're going to have to spread it around to other guys.
With talented shooters like Bijan Newbern and Jalen Justice, scrappy Nathan Hill, and smooth front court player Damian Gordon, this Cooper team can't be overlooked, even in a crowded field of talented teams in the area. Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
You can see the Hawks in action in their season opener Friday night as they host Prairie Seeds Academy. The game is live on Channel 12 and 799 and our website 12.tv. Catch the replay Saturday at 4 and 10 p.m. 20 years ago, the state boys and girls basketball tournaments expanded from 2 classes to 4, but consolation play at state was dropped at that time. That's changing now. The State High School League's Board of Directors last week approved consolation play for all 4 classes in both the boys and the girls tournaments. Only third-place games have been played since '96. Legal officials say the time was right to bring the extra games back.
I think it's to a point where our member schools seem to want to do this, and that's where I come from. I'm not sure it's the right thing or not, But our schools seem to think it's important for those kids to know that they have at least 2 games when they come to the state tournament. And I think the biggest thing is teams that come in on Wednesday and they play 1 game and they get beat and they go home. And it's this big build-up to a state tournament, and then there's really not much there.
Well, many of our local teams have advanced at least to the semifinals in state tournament play in recent years. Some have lost in the quarterfinals, ending their seasons. 2 local coaches that we talked to like the plan.
I think so. You know, for the bigger schools, maybe not so much, you know, because they're not traveling from a distance. But if you're coming from Hibbing down to the state tournament and you lose and you go home, you know, that's not a great experience. So I think for everybody, it's good to be able to play 3 games in the state tournament. So I'm definitely in favor of that.
My first year here, we actually played an excellent game against Mankato Loyola, a game that is still fun to go back and watch with the tempo of the games. Really felt like both teams kind of, almost hate to say it, but deserved an opportunity to play that next day. So to have to go home after that first game, it really took a bite out of getting to that state tournament.
Kevin Merkel says some details still need to be worked out before March, but Concordia University in St. Paul has been tabbed as the site for Consolation round games as change takes effect this season. Coming up tonight, Thursday on Channel 12, Armstrong Cooper at Maple Grove Boys Hockey Live at 7 o'clock.
All right.
Busy. All right, thank
Thanks,
you.
John.
Still ahead, something homemade and not for vegans.
And one local family helps churn out a Swedish treat when we come back. Get into the holiday spirit this week with free winter concerts at North Hennepin Community College. This is video of one of the college choirs rehearsing last year. The 2 choral concerts, dubbed Hope and Peace this holiday season, will be held on Friday afternoon and also Friday evening at North Hennepin. From cookies to lutefisk, chances are there'll be something on your Christmas table that will remind you of your heritage.
And at Dean's Supermarket in Osseo, the Hansen family is getting busy getting traditional Swedish sausage ready for the holiday season. Swedish sausage is made with ground pork, potatoes, onions, garlic, and secret spices. It is made in-store by family members using that secret recipe.
My wife and I do it together. She peels the potatoes and I cut the onions, and then we start blending it. And it's about an hour and a half from the time we start till we get it out on the shelf.
It's sort of a secret recipe, but all Swedish sausage has a few things in common. It's pork, it's potatoes, and it's spices. And, you know, it's just something that people follow, and it's better than lutefisk.
He sells a Swedish sausage for about $4 a pound. See you tomorrow.